This video we're going to do our first project with Makeblock. We're just going to make the basic Makeblock beep. It's going to come beep for a second, go off for a second, beep for a second, go off for a second. So I'm going to open up the box here. And once again, neatly get that. All I need out of this one is the basic block. I'm going to also need the USB cable. And I would have my students remove what they need and then put the kit and take it off to the side and then work in this space. The USB cable, of course, you're going to plug the micro in into the micro jack here, and then the USB in goes into the computer. So let me do that. What you also want to do is when they untwist the twisty here, have them place it in the box. That way it won't get lost, because things are just going to be so much neater if we keep track of these twist ties here. Okay, so hook this to the computer and then into there you go. And when you do it right, you're going to see it's going to blink. Now, if you have already set up and used this before, it should be ready to go with your computer. But if you've installed the drivers and yet to plug in your block for the first time, then it's going to search for the drivers, and it's going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to find the drivers on your system. You'll see the icon spinning. I already have it. I've installed it and used it before on this particular machine, so you don't see anything happening. But if this is the first time plugging it in, it's going to take a while for the drivers to install. So what you may want to do, as I said before, is get the machines that you're going to be using in your classroom. Get them like a day early to make sure all of your installation is going to be done properly. And we'll instruct you how to get to your machines in the administrative part of when Chantil contacts you. But nevertheless, if everything's working properly, you should see the red light, which means it's on, and there you have the unit. Now I'm going to bring up the Arduino programming environment. And it might take a second here. I have a lot going on my machine right now. Oh, that's taking a long time. Okay, so this is your basic Arduino environment. A couple of things you want to do here. You want to go to Tools. You want to go to Board and make sure that it's set to Arduino Uno. And you want to go to Serial Port and choose the port that your board is hooked up to. Usually it's the last one on the list, so I'm hooked up to COM port 84. So I'm ready to go there. Now we can type in our sketch. However, here's a suggestion. What I would have you do is I would have your students go to their desktop, right click, and create a folder on their desktop with their name on it. Maybe what you want to do is their school name. So you go for New and go to Folder, and you go for their school name. So if I was Douglas High School, maybe Douglas, and then space, and then my name. That way, from machine to machine, we can begin to collect all the information, and that's where they'll save all of their sketches. Okay, and so that's a good way to do it. What I'm going to do here, in the interest of time, is I'm actually going to, I've already pre-done this sketch, and so programs in Arduino are called sketches. I'm actually going to copy and paste this in here so that you can see it faster, so you don't have to watch me type poorly. So let me go ahead and get this up here. Here we go. Okay, I just opened another Arduino window. I know it's taking my Arduino window so long to load, but So when it comes up, you'll actually see the sketch that we're going to use. It's coming. Okay. While it's doing that, let me go for those, and there it is. Okay, so good. So this is the small sketch we're going to use here. I will copy and paste it in here for completeness. You would actually, you will have a copy of this printed out before you go teach the students, and that way, there you go. And that way, you'll have a copy already, and that way you'll be ready to teach them what to type in. You can show it to them on an overhead slide. Actually, I've thought about providing it for them, but I don't know what they get out of the lesson then. But so you can go big here. And so this is the sketch. You're going to have to save it. File, save as. And then you're going to find the folder on your desktop. There it is. Oops. Douglas, that's the name of the high school. And then name the sketch. We'll call this one, I like to give them numbers that way. So 0, 1. And you can't have, you're going to have to name it underscore 0, 1 underscore. You can't have spaces in the name. And I'll call it base board buzzer test. Okay, click that. And I did that to show you a couple of things. Let me shrink this again. That's how you save stuff and save it in their folder. That way they'll have all their work together when you go back week after week. But also, if you notice here, if I go into this folder, Douglas Cedric Stallworth, it created a folder with the name of the file. And that's how Arduino works. Every time you save a file, it's going to sit in a folder. So the Arduino file will sit in a folder that has its same name. And that's just how Arduino, it creates the folder and puts the file in there, organizes it by itself. So if you do it this way, then everything will be nice and neat as the students progress through the after-school program. Okay, so let's get into this. This is very simple code here. So if you look, you have the name of the file up here. Then you've included some libraries. These libraries allow Arduino to communicate with the Makeblock. So you have a Makeblock library, you have a serial library, you have a wire library. Just have the kids type that and explain to them that in order for this program to run, it needs additional files from other places, and these include instructions allow the program to access the proper files from those places. Every Arduino program has at least two main parts. It has a void program, it has a setup program. So void means it returns nothing. The name of the function is setup, and there are no parameters passed in, but you need these two parentheses here. Then you have a brace here which starts it, and a brace there which ends it. So that's the void function. I said program earlier, it's the void function. And then there's a loop function. Void, again, it doesn't return anything. The name of the function is loop. Empty parentheses, a beginning brace, and an ending brace here. You notice in the Arduino environment, if I put my cursor near an ending brace, it shows me where its beginning brace is. And if I put my cursor near and click near a beginning brace, it'll show me where the ending one is. That's helpful. Okay, and then, so I don't have anything to set up. I don't have any other variables to declare in this particular program or sketch. But I'm going to cause the buzzer to turn on. I'm going to delay, wait for 1,000 milliseconds, then I'll make the buzzer turn off, and then I'll wait for 1,000 milliseconds. And then the way that the Arduino programming environment works is, since it's embedded code, once you power this up, it will continue to run this same loop over and over. So what's going to happen is the buzzer's going to come on. It's going to wait for 1,000 milliseconds, 1 second. The buzzer's going to go off. It's going to wait for another second, or 1,000 milliseconds. Then the program's going to go back up to the top and start over. The buzzer's going to come on, wait for 1,000 milliseconds, then turn off, wait for 1,000 milliseconds, then go back to the top and turn on. It's going to do that until you run out of power, until you turn the power off, or something crazy happens and it breaks, but that's what's going to happen. Now, this function buzzer on is a built-in function. It comes from these libraries up here, and there's an internal buzzer or speaker, if you will, on the board, and so this is how you turn it on and turn it off. So that's what those functions are. Notice at the end of at the end of every line there's a semicolon. That's necessary or the program won't compile properly. Okay, so if you've done everything properly, let's check once again, make sure that you got the right board. It should be Arduino Uno. When you do yours, all these boards probably won't show up. I've been using mine for quite some time and use different Arduino boards, but you should have an Arduino Uno somewhere on your board selection. And then once again, probably the highest number COM port. If that doesn't work, try the next one down. The COM port 1 never works, so don't use that. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're going to upload. Actually, to save, you can go File, Save, but we've already saved it. Or you can hit Control S. That actually saves it as well. Then to upload, you hit the arrow here, or Control U, or you go to File, Upload. And so now I go Upload. Excuse me for that. When you so upload, you notice down here it goes to compiling. It compiles the sketch, converts these letters, words, numbers, symbols into ones and zeros so that the board can understand it. You should see when it gets to the next phase, it's going to go to uploading, and then you'll see a little light blink here that shows the board is communicating with the computer. And now those ones and zeros will be streaming over to the board, and then it should say done uploading. So there's the uploading. You see the lights blinking. Ones and zeros are streaming from the computer to the board, and then it says done uploading. And now you can hear the beeper, the buzzer going on for a second, off for a second. And that little speaker is right here on the board. Now, so that's annoying. And that's the first sketch you'll do with the students, and that will be annoying. So if you want them to turn it off, then what you can do is send another program to the board. Let's just get rid of this. Instead of deleting it all, you sort of want to leave it there. If you hit Control, in fact, let's do this. Let's delete it all. All right, so now you've just got a bare bones program. There's nothing in there. There's nothing being set up. There's nothing in the loop. Let's do a File, Save As. Don't save it, save as, because they overwrite this one. And let's name this one _00_. Let's call it blank. All right, and then let's save that. And so we actually just created another sketch called blank. If you look in your directory, I called mine Douglas. I did not go to Douglas. I should have called it Southwest Camp. If you look here, we've created blank. And so when I upload this, it will make nothing happen. And so I'm going to upload. It's going to compile it. Now, when you upload stuff, it doesn't automatically save it. If you want something saved, you're going to have to actually save it. And you'll get the hang of that as you go. So now it's compiling the sketch. It takes a minute or so for the compilation to happen. If you're working on a Mac, it tends to go faster. But on PCs, depending on your PC and your memory, it takes about a minute or so for compiling to happen. So you can hear in the background the beeper still going. Now it's uploading. You see the lights blinking. And then now it's running a sketch that's doing nothing. And so therefore, now it's quiet again. So now we've done two sketches right away. We've done a blank sketch and we've done our baseboard buzzer test sketch. So those are the first two sketches you're going to do with the students. And then, all right, so that concludes this video. Then the next one, we'll look at actually connecting a component to the board and getting some data from the component.